When riding a motorcycle, you are in fact no freer than a walking man. It just feels that is true. There is no room for kitchen sinks and libraries of other people's knowledge and guesses of knowledge, nor pretenses of knowledge. One is left with motion and wind and wandering, with no agenda for a day. There remains only friendship, flights of fancy, hedonistic joy, all in all, the physical expression of poetry. The instinctive leaning of a turn and putting a foot down to stop, and with a dab of toe, a flick of the wrist, to disappear into one's own sunset. So, I got a question for you, Bikeaholic. Do you like to save money? Yeah, that's right, I'm talking to you. We here at Law Abiding Biker Media love to save money too. We recently made an awesome discovery. We want to pass the information on to you. Because let's face it, Bikeaholics, the more money we save, the more we can buy to put on our bike. Put your frickin' helmet on, I'm coming at you hard. That's right, 40 to 65% off GoPro, Under Armour, Columbia Sportwear, Mountain Hardware, Sorel, Lifeproof, Otterbox, Backpackers Pantry, Crokies, and Crocs. That's right. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/discount. Again, that's lawabidingbiker.com/discount. Take advantage of these deals, Bikeaholics. We worked hard to make this possible for you. Oh, and share this page with all your friends. By simply going to save some money, you're also supporting lawabidingbiker.com, and we thank you in advance. And now, straight from the Law Abiding Biker Media studio,
out of sunny Yakima, Washington,
we bring you another episode of the
#1 listen to motorcycle podcast.
We're in your head.
We're in your head.
We're in your head.
We're in your head.
Oh yeah, here we are.
Feeling it. Let's do it.
Feeling it, dude, for 2015. Welcome back, you freaking bikeaholics. Glad you could make it. This is the podcast for the motorcycle majority, the big MM, also known as the
99%.
Oh, Jakey, way to go. I gotta ask you, freaking bikeaholics, what are you waiting for? Mount up. Let Jakey take you on a ride. He likes it when you hold on to his sides really tight.
Or my shoulders.
Oh, there we go, Bikeaholics. Welcome back. This is Ryan Erlacher, your host of the Law Abiding Biker Podcast, and your
high-tech redneck.
There we go. I am recording because if you guys haven't had the live experience out there and you're listening to the actual podcast, yeah, so we started and all our live, it's the live experience. It's raw. It's super raw. And all our tests and stuff, and then we actually didn't get very far, did we? I caught it right away. And so we redid it, and we're recording now. I assure you. We got LD in the house. What up?
What's happening?
LD.
What's happening?
It's good to have you. You going to make it in here more in 2015?
Trying.
How about Popeye? How about Popeye? Is he going to be here?
His little short legs can't go that far.
Oh, yeah.
Has a hard time getting up the stairs.
And we got Jakey. What's up, Jakey? I don't have an intro for you yet. I still don't. That's you know what? I made a New Year's resolution. That's it. To make an intro for Jake.
Oh, nice.
And of course, we've got remotely in an undisclosed location somewhere deep in the heart of the United States, Matt passes via Skype. What's up, Matt?
What's happening?
It's good to have you, buddy. We're going to have a ball. And Matt's actually the one that brought today's main topic, and we'll get into that a little bit. So really, guys, I just want to tell you real quick, we got some large projects going on, and then we'll dive into the actual content of this episode, the meat and potatoes. And that is, we've got just really, really busy right now, guys. We've got, if you guys follow us on the email list and Facebook and all that, in hand, we do have a DynoJet Power Vision. That's an electronic fuel injection tuner. It's the newest, greatest thing from DynoJet. I just do really want to quick thank Chris Kelly at DynoJet Research. He's been working with me and Oscar specifically on this. And we do have a unit in hand. Oscar has it. We're going to film it. We're going to test it. We're going to review it. Of course, once we do this huge filming project and stuff, we're going to get that content out to you. That will be put on Oscar's bike. It's going to be awesome because we get questions daily about this kind of stuff. Vance and Hines, we've got a Fuel Pack 3 in hand. And that's going to go, we're going to end up putting that on my bike, even though my bike's already tuned out. It's just stock tuned out from the regular Harley downloads. But Vance & Hines Fuel Pack 3, that's another electronic fuel injection going head and head with the Power Vision. Thank you, Chris Neely at Vance & Hines. He's a guy over there, one of their engineer guys. And man, me and Oscar had an hour conversation with him the other day. That is in the mail, and I will have it here shortly. That's another huge film project tutorial review, all for you guys, of course. And then now I will tell you on this is something that I've wanted for many, many years, and that is a motorcycle lift. We have a jack. I have a jack, and it's older jack, and it's really cheap. I actually got it for like $60, and literally all our videos, dude, we're doing them on the ground, on our back. And it's getting to the point, guys, where I need to get better film shots. Really, that's what the lift's for. We can still lay on the ground and stuff. Of course, it'll be really convenient. I worked a ton of overtime at my regular job, saved pennies over the last year or so. We purchased, and we did get a slight discount on it. They were working with us, and that's very nice, at Redline Engineering, a Titan 1000D motorcycle lift. It is an industry motorcycle lift. It's badass. What that means for you guys, at the end of the day, is better videos and better shots for you, and less hurt backs, because we're no spring chickens here, LD.
No, we're not.
Not going to lie to you. And so we've got that lift coming, and I do want to say that, we do appreciate the donation, guys, and of course all our patrons. We're able to take a bit of that money that we've kind of been putting in a pot and paying some bills with here on this end, and we did put some of that towards it. So all you that sponsor us via Patreon and donations, God bless each and every one of you, and we're definitely going to put that lift to use for you guys. Of course, that's going to be a film project tutorial review. I'm actually going to build a whole web page for you guys. It's going to be a resource for lifts, because there's so many questions. I did a hour interview. I do want to thank really quick Ian Gilmore at Redline Engineering. He's the one that sold me the lift. He gave me an hour interview. Everything you guys are going to need to know about lifts and what to buy and what you should, and delivery and whatever. It's going to be on this page that I create. So that's what we got going on, guys. All right. I'm exhausted. You guys got any input on that? Matt, do you have a lift? Do you have a jack or anything, dude?
Only when I'm lifting stuff in the gym. I mean, I don't know.
You need to get back in the gym. You're looking pretty small there, bro. If you guys don't know Matt Pass, he's like just pretty yoked out here, and so I'm always giving him crap about that. So no, you don't have you just working on the ground, man?
No, honestly, the lift, I'm doing it completely the wrong way. The little one on wheels, you scoot under, lift it up a little bit, can't lock it in place. It's a dangerous thing to be messing with. Ever since I moved to my new place, that's what I've been using. And I'm thinking to myself, one of these days, that bike is going to come down and this thing's going to shoot out across the room. It's either the bike's going to land up on top of me, or, best case scenario, or something's going to get destroyed. So,
yeah.
No, I've been listening to you guys talk about the lifts, and they got some good deals on some of them around here at Cycle Gear and stuff. I've been eyeballing them. I've been threatening one for a long time.
Are you thinking a lift, or are you just thinking a better like jack, motorcycle ATV jack, or a lift table? Because we're doing the table finally. I've had a lift jack, but I'm doing the table.
Yeah, that's pretty hardcore. I don't know. I don't think I can justify the space in my garage for that, but that would be. Are you kidding me? Yeah, if I could justify it, do it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a huge expense, and yeah, if I wasn't doing this stuff, I definitely would probably just stick with the jack. But like I say, for video shots and stuff, man, it just came to a point where, and the wife's just gonna not get in the garage. I think her Yukon can straddle it. That's gonna be part of the review and stuff. Whether you can get a car over it, straddle it.
What's the cost on one of those?
I paid without if I didn't get the discount he gave me. It's actually not a huge discount. It was very small, but it would be about $1,400. For this Titan 1000. It's a 1,000 pound lift. I got it with side extensions, so you can also put your tools on it. You could fit a lawnmower and ATV. You don't have to. You can cut costs if you just get the lift without the accessories. It's pneumatic, so it lifts with air with my compressor.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, but yeah, we're going to have that page for you guys. Let me tell you, we're going to sum all this up. I'm in contact with a couple other companies that are interested in actually being on that page. And of course, we're going to require, if anybody else wants to be on that page, that they're going to be sending us a lift if they want it reviewed. But so a couple companies are just watching what we do here to see how this one goes, and then we'll go from there. But we really are doing it to get the information to you guys. And so these companies have to start giving deals instead of just thinking the biking community is just going to pay whatever they want. There's just it's diluted right now. I found that out just shopping for lifts. It's very, very diluted. Matt, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself so the audience knows Matt Pass. I'll tell you a little bit how I met Matt Pass. He was one of the very, very on board, very hardcore supporters of Law Abiding Biker podcast back in its infancy. And when we were just starting out back all the way back probably to when I was in my daughter's closet, the first 3 episodes, even to where we moved the 4th episode into my little office. He's been there. We have each other's phone numbers. We've texted. We've kind of built a relationship. However, we've never met each other in person, but I feel like I know him because we just spent today getting Skype set up, and we ended up bullshitting for like an hour. So Matt, with that said, he is in a remote location. I'll let him disclose what he wants about himself. Go for it, Matt. Tell us a little bit about yourself. He's going to also be on future episodes. He's kind of going to be a guest co-host here, guys. So go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, quick sum up. You're right. When I ran across your guys' podcast, found it very interesting. Been writing for a long time. I grew up writing. Actually, one of the least hardcore writers in my family. Actually, I got cousins that have, professional motocross riders, professional racers, things like that. And it's so I'm kind of the outcast. The guy who just likes to ride street and cruisers, things like that. So. Grew up in a huge law enforcement family. Father's an officer, brother's an officer, uncles are officers, cousins are officers. I myself was in the military police corps. Kind of grew up in that environment. Coming out of the military and things like that, you never really, and as you guys know, being in uniform, and no matter what kind of uniform it is, you always have that itch to coincide or either get back in uniform or surround yourself with like-minded individuals. And with writing, you kind of find that. So that's kind of what attracted me to motorcycles and cruiser motorcycles in general, that atmosphere. And when I ran across your guys' podcast, it really felt like home. And I was like, man, here's a good group of guys. Don't mind getting a little, wild or a little crazy within reason, within kind of that law-abiding line. I've always said, and people say it about me all the time, Matt walks that line. He knows how to push the limits, but he never really crosses the line. And I take a lot of pride in that.
Attaboy.
I don't put any type of uniform on all the time. And what I can say is when you walk that line, when you're not in law enforcement anymore, and you used to be in law enforcement, you come from a law enforcement background or family, you find yourself in this weird in-between spot where it's, I wouldn't say difficult to make friends, but you find yourself in a lot of situations where you're like, I started hanging out with this group, and I'm just not feeling it because of this, that, or the other thing. And you guys probably know this, which is why there's, LEMCs out there. It's not that you could actually be portrayed as judgmental. You're not necessarily being judgmental, but you decide to kind of stay away from a certain atmosphere. And that can be difficult, especially when maybe you're not under a law enforcement cap anymore. So like I said, that's the reason I kind of grabbed a hold of your guys' podcast, found it very interesting, helped introduce me and make friends outside in the motorcycle community discussing your podcast. So that's kind of me in a nutshell. What I did get into, as you can tell, I'm not very shy. I talk about a mile a minute. I've been in sales ever since. I'm a sales executive for a pretty well-known company. I won't disclose it because heaven knows what I can get in trouble for. But I really love my job. It's something I can't believe they pay me what they pay me to do. Not rich by any means, but I do okay. And it helps fund the motorcycle hobby. So that's me in a nutshell, guys. Absolutely.
And one of the cool things about Matt, we're going to have him, and I'm going to actually end up probably shipping him just a really cool little mic. And since it might be more regular, the coolest thing about Matt, not the coolest thing, but a cool thing, is he rides a metric bike. And we've had a lot of emails, and I know, guys, we're not Harley. Some people have said we're Harley centric, and I've explained that, guys. I know I can't afford both a metric and a Harley, and we're just familiar with Harley. But Matt owns a Star, right, Matt?
Yeah, actually, well, I've had a lot of different bikes, and I think I sent you a couple pictures. I had a custom Softail at one time. It was really cool to look at and hard on the butt. I don't know what I'm allowed to say here, so
we just mark them explicit now, okay. So we're not worried about swear words.
Okay, but I mean, honestly, the reason I went to Star, I have a Roadstar, 1700cc, has some aftermarket stuff on it. In fact, it has a Harley fairing on it, actually. I mean, there's no other fairing out there that I think looks right on a cruise other than that one. My Star buddies are going to hate me for that one, but it's true. I love baggers. I love any bikes. I'm a bikeaholic in general. I had a Triumph at one time. I've had Hondas. I've had Harleys. But I more or less went back to Star because when I first started riding again, money wasn't that great. I knew they were a really great, reliable bike, and I knew when you buy them used, you'll buy them used for with 3,000 miles on them. They're a huge motor. They're reliable, and I won't have to put that much work into it. Aside from that, they played a huge role in kind of me and my father growing up and riding together. We would have that custom soft tail when I was about 17, 18 years old, and we'd be constantly wrenching on it. And the Yamaha motorcycles we had them all. We would never wrench on them. I'll be honest with you. I fell back into Star, and I actually ride with the Star Association group out of the East Bay. And it's a personal reason, not necessarily personal preference. I mean, I think I post that picture of that Sportster online. I've been trying to buy my brother's Sportster. I'm going through this whole Sportster phase where I'm looking for an 883 or a 1200 or something. So I like all bikes. I'm just a bikeaholic like anybody. And I'm eventually going to own another Harley again. You can't be a cruiser fanatic and not own a Harley. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, amen to that. So we're definitely going to, as Matt can, we're going to bring him on. And if you guys have cruiser or, metric stuff, he's very, knowledgeable in that. He's had a lot of different bikes. So it'll be cool to bring that metric type. And we talked about that in the past of bringing that metric side of things into the podcast. And again, guys, it's not because we don't like metrics. It's just simply I can't afford both. If somebody wants to send me one, I'll start riding that and working on it. All right, real quick, guys. We do have a new Victory front LED light install video out. It is free, and a front fairing removal video for the Victories. Again, we're trying to change or, at least get more broad. Of course, it is American made, the Victory, but we did do some videos. We hope we can get it back in my garage and start doing some other stuff to it. lawabidingbiker.com for the LED light install we did. They're really cool LED lights that we installed right on the engine guards. We took the fairing off. We tied into some stock wiring and a harness there. It's lawabidingbiker.com/victory LED lights. And if you just want to know how to remove the fairing, it's lawabidingbiker.com/front fairing. All right. Who wants to thank a few of the sponsors for this show? Anybody? Go ahead. These are patrons.
Matt Pass from California.
Oh,
just
right
so
there.
happened.
He did. He got hooked. And the reason these have been pending because it was kind of before during the holidays, and I just put them all on the back burner right now. So thank you, Matt Pass, who's on the line.
Gary Zacharin?
Yeah, Zakarin.
Yeah, Zacharin probably is more accurate. Mark, that's kind of hard to see. Mark Little?
Mark Littell.
Yeah. Can you zoom that in a little bit? Of Eastern Tennessee, he used to be from Spokane, Washington, which isn't far from us.
Yeah, he's actually originally, he's a good guy. He's been emailing me a lot, and he wants to hook up with us when he comes back this way.
Valerie Hambrook from Calgary, Alberta, A.
Yep, she started as a patron, and she is stepping it up, guys. Within 2 weeks, she stepped up to a top patron giver, man. Awesome. And
Very
she's
nice.
also, she is also going, she just wrote a blog. I actually gave her access to the website because she's really interested in bringing a female aspect to the Law Abiding Biker podcast, and kind of, we have a lot of females that listen to the podcast. They're very involved here at Law Abiding Biker Media, but they haven't really had a platform. So I've got the platform. She asked for it. I gave it to her. I just got to review the first blog that she wrote, and she's got some pictures I'm going to add in there, and then we're going to have a lot more female involvement in 2015. Looking forward to that. Jake, get your hand out of your pants when I'm talking about this. You pervert.
Nice.
All right, go ahead. Is that all? And so we really appreciate that, guys. Thanks to all our patrons. And like me and Lurch say, Lurch is working behind the scenes. He's up to 40 hours a month now. I'm 15 hours a day on my days off, but Lurch has bumped it up. I had to. And that patron stuff really helps us, guys, because it comes in monthly and we kind of know exactly, the bills we have to pay. And with that, really quick, before we get into our main topic, you guys, there's some in the chat room right now live, and LD brought it to my attention. And it's funny because Matt Pass and I were BSing on Skype earlier this afternoon. And he asked the same thing. Are we ever going to do video? Here we go, guys. We just got going live with live audio. As you guys, and I think these guys can attest right here, how hard I work by myself. I don't have a producer like a radio station, guys. So I'm doing 20 different things back here right now. I've got LD on a mic. I've got Jake. I've got Matt Pass via Skype on a different laptop. I've got 2 monitors in front of me with a soundboard. I've got show notes up on a monitor via AirPlay. I've got a mixer here where I have to adjust levels. I have to watch levels. I've got a headphone amplifier here that needs to be turned up and down. I've got a backup recorder. Okay. You know what? It is an assload. It's all I can handle right now, unless someday, and again, with the patrons, guys, if we can bump, or I can get some part-time person to do the production side of it. So how it works at a normal radio station, guys, is you have the guy, all he does is talk on the mic, like LD. They're chatting now, so they're even multitasking. They've got phones in front of them. Video, and we pay for this, guys. It's not free to stream live. We pay a service to pay to get this audio live, everything we do to upload our files and all that. So video brings a whole new expense. Some people say, well, you could do it on Google Hangouts. That's free. You're absolutely right. I could, and I tested it before I just did the audio. I don't like Google Hangouts. It's great for just talking, but it's a free service. It's not reliable. Okay, it does go down. It does, you get a lot of digital noise, and the music doesn't come through very well at all. I did extensive testing on it. So in order to do it properly, the way I like to do things, I'm very anal, guys. I don't want crappy video out there. So I'd have to hire a service or buy a service like Ustream, and we're talking like $200 a month. Okay, that's another $2,400 a year. So yes, I do want to do it, and I can do it. And again, that brings even some more bandwidth issues. When I have Matt Pass on Skype here and we're running all this stuff, I'll have to pay for another package to up my bandwidth. So I'm not going to bore you guys. I do want to do video. I'm so awesome that you guys want that. Expect it in 2015. It's a goal of mine, one way or another, if I can get a decent service. So, for a reasonable price, at least minimum, I might try the Google Hangouts and see what you guys think. Have a few beta testers basically, and just let you guys know about it and invite you, because I don't, want to do it if it's not going to be good or you guys don't think it's good enough. So anyways, there you go. Expect it in 2015. We are moving that way, but all we can do right now is audio with the setup I have and the bandwidth and all that kind of stuff. All right, guys. Very quick, and we're going to get into this this awesome topic. Quick congrats to Larry K. Blakely. He was the Sons of Anarchy episode winner. I shipped him a brand new SOA shirt, a beanie, a mug, and a Lab t-shirt. Thank you for being involved, and everybody that commented and did the challenge there for our last and final episode of SOA. Oh my goodness, moving into the main topic. And I will tell you that Matt Pass is the very reason that we are doing this topic. And this is all about the brand new Skully heads-up display helmet. And we are going to break this down for you guys. I mean, there's actually a lot to it. You say that heads-up display helmet, that means something to some people. Were you able, Jake, to really look at this thing today? Give me if in less than a minute, without, all the specs and stuff, just in your nutshell, what does it do for people? And then we'll break it down.
Oh, it's basically...
We're going to do a round table on this, so listen up, LD.
Basically, it's got the heads-up...
You're not the boss of me.
I'll mute you. Okay, go ahead.
It's the heads-up display they're talking about. Actually, is in a little like transparent cube that you're going to get to see kind of right where the right eye is, kind of right under it. But it's transparent, so it doesn't block your view. It's pretty small, but very accurate. And it's also the main thing it does. It's got a camera in the back, so you can see pretty much 180 field of view in the back. What's behind you, also what's on either side of the blind spots. It's also got the GPS built in, Bluetooth technology. I mean, you can chat. It's even set up for chatting between helmet to helmet conversations, cell phone calls coming in, music, whatever you need. It's just like an all-in-one.
Does it rub my back?
It should, for what they want for it.
LD, give me your nutshell of it, what you know about it from your research.
I guess for a high-tech redneck like yourself, it's probably right up your alley.
And I don't think it has anything to do with tech, but we're going to get into that. I don't think it has to do with just high-tech rednecks. I really don't. Go ahead.
I don't want all that crap in front of my face.
Oh, I think you're going to change your mind.
I
don't think you did your research.
I watched it. I watched the little
one video?
GPS thing.
Dude, there's like 9 videos on the website and everything.
Well, I watched about 4 of them.
Okay.
But I ride with a half helmet. I like the open air. I like to listen to my stereo and go down the road. I don't want to be answering the phone.
But you can listen to the stereo and the Bluetooth headset in the helmet.
My stereo's louder than
boom.
that. My stereo's louder than that stupid helmet, I guarantee it. Okay?
That's probably true. The way you play it. Oh my God, dude.
I don't have to worry about all that stuff right in my face. I don't know. I don't like full face helmets. Yeah, I'm a simple
This
man.
is LD and his speakers just crack, dude. I'm not sure that the Skully helmet speakers will crack, bro. All right, go ahead.
I'm a full face helmet guy. I have been.
Yeah, you are, because you even ride up here and stuff with full face all the time, even in the summer.
Gay.
But
He's smarter than us. He's not gay.
I can see, but I don't have the whole stereo and stuff, so I need it for my earbuds sometimes too. But I can see that it would be really nice. I don't know that I can I guess, justify the cost of it, I guess, right now.
Right.
I'd want to see it too first in action before I fired it up. And now it's back order for
July.
At least July.
July. Matt, what say you, buddy? What you brought this to my attention some time back, and I'm sorry I'm just getting to it, but here we are. God darn it. What do you think about this thing? Or give us your little overview of what you think it's going to do for you.
Oh, no worries. Essentially, I think I agree full circle with everything everybody's saying, honestly. And I know that sounds kind of impossible, but here's the thing. I mean, I was watching an interview with the CEO. The guy's a freaking genius. You know, you see these young guys, CEOs of this, it's like, dang it, holy smokes, you know, that awesome envy. You know what I mean? But,
yeah, totally, man. And he's a millionaire. He's going to be a millionaire. I look at him, I'm like, bro, how did I not think of this?
Well, he got in a wreck. That's how he thought of it.
I was watching this interview with him, right? And I'll make this quick, but because we're almost kind of talking about, hey, it's going to be good. Is there a demand for it? Well, when they did their Indiegogo test, and I'm paraphrasing here,
tell the audience what Indiegogo is. I know, but tell the audience.
Right, so it's more of a startup thing, and like I said, I'll paraphrase, and correct me if I'm wrong from your understanding as well, Ryan. But basically, it's like, hey, we don't know if there's demand for this thing. We got some startup costs. We got some investors interested. Let's open up basically an order form. And we're going to set we're going to level set what we expect to hit in a certain amount of hours, days, weeks, whatever it is, to justify the manufacturing or investment further into this product and to build this enterprise. So they said their goal was $250,000. They opened it up at 9 a.m. By 9:06 a.m., they had $250,000 worth of sales. And this is when the helmet, and I may be incorrect here because it's fluctuated in price, of course. I think this is when it was closer to $3,000. So you're talking people willing to shell out $3,000 to be first pick of the litter to get this helmet with this new technology. And in 6 minutes, they had $250,000 worth of sales. So to say, is there a demand? Absolutely. Well, where the demographic of rider, I don't know. Age, male, female, sport bikes, cruisers. I'm sure they're diving into that. As a salesperson at an enterprise as well, I always love to know that information. But I think that's amazing, just from a business perspective. As far as an opinion on the helmet, something else he said in the interview was, everyone was questioning technology and interface and how this works. And he says, I think I want to be clear. And like I said, I'm paraphrasing. He said, I want everybody to know this isn't necessarily an interface. This is actually, we want you to touch this system as least amount as possible. That's absolutely the number one thing. We want this to assist and be an extension of your body and your senses. So it's nothing you're playing with while you're riding. So basically, the heads-up display is an infinity display, meaning your focus of your eyes and what's on the road are one and the same. So that means when you're looking left or looking right at the screen, you're never losing focus. Like when you look down, even with the coolest, with the boombox system in Harley, when you're looking down on that and then looking back on the road, you still have that eye adjustment side. There's absolutely zero of this in this helmet, and I find that fascinating. And I'm a quarter shell helmet guy. I love smelling the smells, good and bad, being the first to experience it, the sounds on the road. But I got to tell you, I am probably going to, I was dumb because they opened it up during Christmas time. And I thought, I'm going to pull the trigger on that. And I didn't. And I will tell you right now, if it opened up, I'd shell out the $1,500 right now. I'd write the check.
Attaboy.
Just because of everything I'm seeing on it. And I'll be quiet. I could talk about this for hours, but I got to tell you, the 180 rear view. So another thing on that rear view camera, what I was reading on. So the way the helmet's set up for your peripheral vision and your frontal vision, the 180 camera actually takes care of the rest. So you actually got 360 degrees of vision. So, and I swear I'm not a spokesperson. They got to give me a lot of commission if this leads to sales. I swear to God. So
yeah, they need to do that for sure. And not to keep your thought there, but that's funny that you bring that up, Matt, because I actually was on email with them today, and they're actually going to give me an interview. I'm trying to schedule it right now because I actually want an interview with them to ask them the question. So if anybody has questions today, both in the chat room or the guy sitting here or Matt, let me know because I'm going to shoot it at them when I do an interview with them.
Yeah. I think that's incredible. And as far as personal preference, when it comes to quarter shell, half, or full, the only time I'm wearing my full face helmet is when it's cold or I'm on a long trip. If I'm on a long trip, my helmet actually has Bluetooth in it today, and I got to tell you, if it's anything close to the quality of the experience I experience when I'm using the Bluetooth in my full face now, I'm 100% sold. I've taken work conference calls in my full face helmet, and if anybody's listening at work, that's a lie. I wasn't on my motorcycle during work hours, but I can tell you that nobody can hear my loud Vance and Hine pipes. I mean, blasted my eardrums out when I'm on Bluetooth and this $180 helmet I got now on clearance. So I'm fairly interested. I mean, that's kind of my opinion on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Good input. And we've got a lot more to talk about. Trust me. Now, what we're talking about here is let me just break it down real quick. The Skully AR-1 is what they call it. The world's smartest motorcycle helmet was a crowdfund, is exactly what Matt Pass just explained to you guys. There was a crowdfund project over on Indiegogo. Look at here. Raised. How much did they raise there, Jakey? $2 million.
$2,445,425.
Dude.
And their goal was $250,000. Wow.
Pretty sure there's a market for this.
Can we do something like that for this?
Yeah, I need to crowdfund this. Actually, you could do Kickstarter, Indiegogo. I just haven't figured out exactly how we would do that because there's some risk involved with that too. And yeah. But here we go. Let's go ahead and look at this real quick. And Matt, what we're looking at is just we're on the Indiegogo page, whatever. It's just the YouTube video, their little commercial there. We're going to actually listen to this and go through some things real quick so we can start breaking this down to the audience of exactly what this thing is. Here we go. We're looking at a Skully helmet here, guys.
We believe the technology
transparent heads-up display.
should be seamless, and it should give you more from the experiences you love.
Electrochromic visor.
Technology.
Isn't that the same?
This is Marcus Weller, the founder and CEO of Skully right here. He's this is the one we were talking about. Go ahead, Jake. We stopped the video.
Wasn't that the visor with it tinting automatically? Isn't the same kind of technology it's in like jet fighter helmets?
Yes, it is. Hold that because I want to talk about that.
Fundamentally enhances human capability.
DOT ECA approved 180-degree rear view camera, GPS maps, E-tint visor, voice control, phone and music link. Here we go with the GoPro footage. He's got a heads-up display, shows his speed. What a pussy! He's only going 34. What a pussy!
He does not ride with me. I can tell you that right now.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go. In the front, yeah.
I'm telling you what, though, I'm getting a boner watching this.
From Sarah. Turn left in 20 miles.
Okay, heads-up display, GPS, turn by turn, speed. Oh yeah, he's corn. He's got some GoPro action going. Oh yeah, he's corn. Look at that, 38 around a corner. Come on, you pussy. And he's on a sports bike. Ramp it up, dude.
This is the new evolution of the story.
Yeah.
I think this is hot. That feels like tomorrow. It really, really does.
Tyler Florence, celebrity chef.
You've taken all the electronics out of the high-tech cars and just put it right here. Honestly, it's
Rusty
change
Lingle.
everything.
When you put on a Skully helmet, you get essentially an ecosystem.
As soon as you turn something into a platform, then suddenly you get a level of innovation that you had never thought about before.
Being a professional motorcycle racer takes a lot of fun away from riding on the street. But this could make it fun again.
It will make your riding safer.
With its high-speed microprocessor and operating system, it's the smartest motorcycle helmet ever imagined. Skully is the future. Join the revolution.
Oh my God, dude, I'm just so excited. These videos pump me up, dude.
Sounds like you're placing your order tomorrow.
I can't even afford one, but you know what? I'm still going to dream about it, dude. I don't got money like that to do that. But, maybe they'll send me one. Not. Okay.
They might. You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know.
They did send some out to some guys. I was watching some other stuff. Yeah, they may. I would like to. I mean, if I could save my pennies for it. But, okay. Did you guys see we got some more videos here we'll play in turn, but did you guys, so the Skully helmet, essentially, because I didn't do my roundhouse, it's a really sleek looking helmet. It's a full face helmet. It's got a visor on it. It's a clear visor.
No full face helmets are sleek, just FYI.
It's pretty sleek for a full face. LD over there, he ain't gonna budge, dude. He never does. But it's and it's got the rear view camera, so you can see it's got little box. And what I mean by this box, to give it to the audience that's listening right now, Yeah, that's right. I'm talking to you running right now. You running, listening to us.
Right,
I'm talking to you. That's right. Or you in the gym lifting, listening to us right now. That's right. All right. So it's got a little, it's not a heads up display in the sense that it's not like Google glasses necessarily. It's not in the visor itself. Okay. What you can actually lift the visor up and you can still see the heads up display. It's over to your right hand side. It's in the front of the helmet. It's a very little square box. It's clear. It's very non-intrusive. It's at the below the level of your eye, so it's kind of off to your right cheekbone a little bit, and you can simply glance down to the right and still look straight ahead, and you can see it's very crystal clear. In fact, read some blogs and stuff. It's very, very crystal clear. And there, just like Matt was saying, just like the boombox, it does everything the boombox does, but it's in a heads-up display, and it's in your helmet. It's wireless, and it's, of course, we'll talk about some of the safety, stuff behind that. In fact, since we're on it, why don't we talk about the safety Saurus over there?
On the chat, they're talking about digital force fields, all kinds of shit. I got no idea. I mean, hell.
Talk about the shield, because when I say it has a shield, it has a clear shield. It's optically correct.
Stop right there.
Go ahead. But Jake, talk about this, because it's not. This is one of the beautiful parts about. Okay, I'll just tell you guys, I'm a 3/4 helmet guy. I always have a half helmet guy. I always have been. And I've been looking all winter for a modular helmet because I wanted a modular for the winter. But you know what? If I can save my pennies for a year, I might do this. But go ahead. This is a tint type thing, and I know a little bit about it, but it actually tints the shield. And Matt, jump in if you know the technology behind this.
Yeah, what it's called, I don't know, but it's. Well, I watched the video on it. It looks real cool. It's clear, gets sunny, you just push a button and it tints. And apparently it's like same kind of technology they have in fighter pilot helmets, and just it looks pretty badass.
Matt, you have any insight on this?
Yeah, so there's actually 2 lithium batteries inside there.
Oh,
right?
see, here we go.
Oh, geez.
So there's one lithium battery that controls just that laser jet. I think it's called laser jet tint or something like that. Yeah, somebody that's real techie out there is going to call me an idiot, but I think that's what it's called, laser jet tint. That's 20 plus hours on that charge. So 20 plus hours, you're probably going to plug it into the wall anyway when you plug in the other part of your helmet. So there's 2 charging sources inside the helmet, 2 lithium batteries. Technically your helmet's supposed to last up to 9 hours. Okay, so yeah, so that's how those 2 batteries work. Something that's real important to note, because I'm sure it's going to come up, and before I forget, the GPS interface. Now that does not have to be hooked up online. Meaning if you're going through a tunnel, if you lose data connection with your cell phone, it's already downloaded into the helmet. Now, when your phone reconnects to data, of course, any type of updates need to happen from there. It'll gladly take it. But so that's something good to know. Your cell phone dies, you're going down the road, the GPS, and you can turn the damn thing off. The GPS in your helmet will still keep going.
Wow, that's good to know. See, because that's one of the thing about using, I use the boombox now that I have that, and it's via satellite, so it doesn't matter where you are. Right. But if you're using your phone for GPS, then you lose a signal out in the middle of nowhere. You're kind of screwed. But what you're saying, Matt, is this actually stores it ahead of time.
Exactly. So if I'm in San Francisco, it downloads the map all the way down to, say, Paso Robles. I want to go see some cool wineries or something. My phone dies along the way or whatever. It's already, I got 200 countries inside that worth of maps inside that GPS in that helmet. So it's actually pretty neat. Little bit of research I did on it. So I'm totally nerding out on this thing. I'm not going to lie. And like I said,
I was going to say something about that.
I'm a 1/4 helmet guy, and because I like the look. Everybody wants to look cool. And tough.
Oh yeah, we look tough until we rub our face against the concrete.
Yeah. Why lie about it? I mean, you don't look as cool in a full face helmet unless you're riding a sport bike. I'm not going to lie, But for them long trips, I mean, I would see myself use that damn thing more often. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right, Matt. But and you guys jump in too. But the more I see now, though, Matt, and I don't know if you see it where you are, I'm seeing more and more cruiser bikes wearing full face helmets. It's coming around.
Dumb.
Yeah. LD's just over there all pissed off. Yeah. So it's, I do want to say one thing about the helmet. It does look like a badass helmet. I mean, besides what it does, just the looks of it, but it has
almost like a fin.
Yeah. Like a fin on the back of it. And my guess, and Matt, if you don't, whether you know this or not, but I'm thinking that they had to hide electron. It looks cool because it's a fin, but I think but the camera Dude, you can do button cameras for undercover work that are the size of my fingernail. So I don't think that's all camera. I think it's all the electronics.
180 degree fisheye camera on there. It's a whole different deal, Ryan. You don't
Whatever. You don't even know what a fisheye camera is. It doesn't go on a fish, you moron.
There's a couple of things on that.
Yeah, go ahead.
So there's a couple of generations of this helmet, right? So some of the videos that you see, and I don't know which ones you watch, you'll see one where the fin looks a lot longer.
Okay.
And then you'll see some new aged ones, like on the website, where that fin is still there. Now, what they're claiming and what they're saying, and I'm looking at my full face right now, it does have kind of a weird contorted, science fiction thing on it that they say helps with noise reduction for the Bluetooth, and also helps with aerodynamics. I don't know how much of that is true. Okay, but what I can tell you is it makes sense. And in the next Skully, they're actually going to have a wind, for all intents and purposes, a alternator that charges the battery as you ride through the wind, if you can believe that.
Wow. They need something because 9 hours, I ain't going to cut it.
Well, it's rechargeable.
Right. I mean, but when you're going on like a 14-hour day, what do you do?
Good point.
You can plug it into your...
Oh, yeah, see? My bike, my GPS is hardwired into the bike. It's right there. I don't have to mess with it. It's on all the time.
Can this be plugged into your bikes like the phone charger? Because all it takes is a USB cable, it said.
Matt, you know the answer to that?
Yes, it can. So,
LD, you're screwed.
That's retarded. You want wires hooked to you while you're going down the road?
Matt Pash just thumped you down, dude. Good job, Matt. Good job.
Hey, Matt, you got a couple questions on the chat too about the helmet.
Yeah, you got some chat questions when you get to it. Go ahead. Go with what you're going without this USB charging thing.
No, that was one of the questions I had too. So I done a bunch of research on it. I was looking online, and of course it's on their Q&A page everywhere that I looked. It didn't look anyways. Oh, look, a Q&A page.
Yeah, LD doesn't look at those.
I just wanted to figure out.
I read that. It was stupid.
About it, and I didn't. So.
So it does have a cable. At least you can charge into like a cigarette lighter. I take it.
Yeah, and I thought the same thing. I mean, I've been on rides that are super long, but at the same time, when I'm riding with a big old group, we're stopping. If somebody's got to pee every hour and a half, someone's got to refuel, and I'll tell you what, it's and by the time
rehydrate, what we call it.
Yeah. LD said he calls it rehydrating.
Rehydrating, right. I mean, you got a 14-hour day ahead. You maybe had 8 hours of riding, but you've got a 10, 12-hour day altogether with stops and eating and looking around. So it's something to be concerned with. You drain the battery on your bike and leave your helmet plugged in as you go in the restaurant for an hour and a half. How much does it kill your battery? Those are additional questions I personally have. Like, how much energy does that lithium battery take? If it's like charging a phone, well, who cares? I'll leave it plugged into my bike. But, so we'll see.
Yeah, that's good. And talking about the shield a little bit, I know we covered it. It's I was watching a deal. It's actually electromagnetic type, and I don't care what you say, just the coolness factor of that. It's not a shield that goes over. It actually fills the clear shield with tint. And the nice thing about that is it doesn't, a lot of these shields that do that, not like that, but they actually change with the light. This I like because you can change it when you want. It's just like a push button, like an electric push button that you push, and it puts some kind of I don't know all the technology behind it. I forget exactly what they call it, but that's pretty cool. So there you go. You're blowing out of the water there, LD. It charges. It looks cool. Yes, it is a full face helmet. And you guys, just so you know, everything we talk about today, I am going to make a badass show notes. So you don't need to go searching all over the internet for this because I did it for the show notes. I'll actually put it on lawabidingbiker.com/ and the episode number. So if it's like 66 or something, it'll be 6/66. I'll have all the videos embedded there, all the, a lot of the FAQ links, everything. So you guys can really see. And again, we aren't affiliated with Skully at all. I do hopefully have an interview coming up with them. I would like to be affiliated with them if they'd send me a helmet.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
But, so that we could test it and review it and stuff. But, anyways, with that said, LD, you got anything on it? I got some more stuff here if you don't have anything because you haven't talked a lot.
I had one question on it.
You're not LD.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Well,
go ahead, LD.
No, you go ahead.
I saw on there they even had like warnings for when you were getting low on fuel. Is that sinking into? It's going to depend on the type of bike. Clearly,
good call.
If it has that kind of technology.
Sounds like Matt's got an answer.
Well, so there's a couple different theories going on out there. Now on the website, they do clearly state, depending on the motorcycle you'll have, you will be able to have an interface with your bike. However, they've gone a little bit farther than that, saying that they've now partnered with an automotive company that does about $48.5 billion in business per year. And what that means to me, when it comes to different company acquisitions and different investments and things like that, that means they are absolutely going to have a Skully integrated full bike. And they talked a little bit on having full digital force fields, knowing when a car is too close, getting a warning in your upper right-hand view of when somebody's coming up on your rear, so on and so forth. So I think it's only a matter of time before bikes are completely integrated with this technology. I mean, if you want it. I mean, then how much are we tethering ourselves down? It comes down to personal opinion. But yeah, so it absolutely can have an interface with your type of gauges and everything else. What exactly, which bikes, I don't know.
Right. And that's a good point, because I can see them, and they are still developing, because the guys talk about that. They plan on adding a whole bunch of stuff, and I could see them, as long as it could pair, like even with the boombox, it could take the boombox and pair it via Bluetooth, and because the boombox pumps all that information like fuel, or I could see, like Matt, I think, said, you could pair it with what kind of bike you have, and you get X amount of gallons per month, and you could just plug your bike in, and I don't know, there's a couple ways.
Well, I see they're going to be doing software updates. My other question would be, is it going to be free?
Well, yeah.
If you pay that much for a helmet.
And here's what I'm going to tell everybody. Although I think this thing is badass, I'm just going to tell you right now that I'm behind this project and I like it. Make no mistake about it, guys. It is technology. And this technology, especially out of the box, there's going to be bugs. There's no coder in the world that can code everything perfect. And once you get it out in the real life, and you just like the boombox, you're going to start having bugs. Just like the iPhone, just like the Android, and you've got to do constant updates to try to work out those bugs and update software. You're going to be plugging this thing into your computer. Some things are going to frustrate you, so don't expect this thing. I don't care how much development they do. It's gonna have bugs, and so yes, you are going to have. It will be free. There's no doubt. I mean, a company. I can't imagine any company in this day and age for their own software to correct their own bugs is going to charge you. Now, maps, yes. Depending on, just like the boombox with Navi Extras, you've actually got to go to Navi Extras. If you want to just update the maps that come with it, like me, the US maps, that's free. But if you want to update, and get other countries and stuff, it's just like a Garmin, GPS, you're going to have to pay for that stuff. What say you got something to say there, LD?
It's probably a great deal if you're interested in all that crap. I'm not. I want my little shorty helmet on, the minimum I have to wear. I want to feel the wind and go down the road.
And I agree with that. And like I say, I'm a 3/4, but all that aside, do you looking at the helmet, because we're talking about 360 field of view. So
I have mirrors.
What they're talking about is, let's get into safety a little bit since we're here. Cause I think, although whether you want one or not, I don't think it can be argued that the safety value of a helmet like this, whether you want one or not, I don't think that.
You seen me ride?
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
I live life on the edge.
So you've got the shield, and you've got the front, you can basically see, and it's kind of, they described it a little bit, shield that wraps around, so you can basically see, 180. If you look out the corner of your eyes, you can kind of see that. And then that fisheye camera in the back, you're actually seeing in that heads-up display, that little box, guys, you're seeing everything behind you and in your blind spot. So, at the end of the day, you're getting a 360 view of your environment, which is dangerous for bikers. That's where a lot of bikers go down, is on these busy freeways, especially in the area where, Matt lives. You've got, when we were riding this year on our California trip, dude, holy shit. That is, when some of those cars, dude, and we were packed in, dude, I was doing head checks and trying to change lanes to have that ability, to see 360. Yeah, you say you have mirrors, you got blind spots, bro. You ain't seeing 360. I don't care what.
With my half helmet, I have a huge field of vision.
Can you see all the way behind you without? And now you're following a car at one car length, and you're going to tilt your head 180 degrees to look behind you. And now, and just like the creator of this, if you listen to his story, that's exactly what happened to him, bro. Exactly. And he ended up.
No, because he was looking at his GPS for a turn.
Right.
Or he was looking for a street sign.
Which you do all the time. Is it not safer? Is it?
What?
Regardless of whether you want one or you like full face, it's not an argument of full face.
Okay, safety versus comfort. I want comfort.
Right.
I don't ride in downtown Seattle that often.
And I agree with you. Here's my question, though. I'm not asking what's more comfortable or what's cooler. What I'm asking is,
because that shit ain't cool.
Would it be would it not give you a safety advantage, regardless of coolness or what you care? I don't care if it hurts your head to high heaven. Would it not improve safety in some way for a biker so they don't have to look down at their GPS? Because every time we look down and have to look back up, a lot of collisions happen that way, especially in thick traffic. Would it not be easier? Would it not improve safety? I don't care if you want one.
I guess if you got used to that camera,
right?
Maybe it would, but I'm not going to wear a full face helmet.
I'm not asking you to. That's not the question. Yeah. The question is,
okay, you go buy
I've asked
one.
It 3 times.
You wear one.
That's not the question.
You tell me if something's coming up behind us because I can give
not hearing the question.
I'm not going to buy one.
That's not the question. Would you?
Would it improve safety? Yeah, maybe if you got used to that.
There you go.
The camera behind you and all that other bullshit.
And that's all I'm saying. I don't know that I'm going to buy one. I'm just saying.
I don't have a camera behind my truck. I drive an old beat up farm truck.
How many cars are coming with them now?
Well, but all of them.
Patrol cars?
I don't know.
They're mandatory now.
I would not use it. I wouldn't use it.
Expand.
Expand.
Gee. Well, you wouldn't use it while you're driving, but if you're backing up.
Everybody, you know what? If you've ever grown up driving where you're using your mirrors all the time to navigate backing up to trailers, backing trailers up when you're doing stuff like that all the time, you're not going to rely on some camera. I wouldn't use it.
Did you have a cell phone before you got a cell phone?
I've got
him on the hot seat looking over there.
Pager before I had a cell phone.
Did you have a flip phone before you had an iPhone?
I did.
There you go. So you moved up with the times. And probably back then you're like,
so I can check my Facebook.
I know all those people, just like my mom. I don't need no smartphone. Who's got a smartphone now? Oh yeah, iPhone in her hand. Yep. So you're just resistant to change. Typical.
Well, I wouldn't wear a full face helmet regardless whether it had all that bullshit in it or not.
There you go.
I like
straight from LD.
I wear the absolute minimum to get by.
All right, so let's go back to the actual technology here. Let's listen to this. Matt, you have anything to throw in? We're gonna basically what I'm gonna do here is watch a quick video and we're gonna listen in. I'm gonna pause it. It's kind of the comprehensive walkthrough of the Skully design.
I've got some support here on the chat page.
Well, I'm sure you do, but you don't have much support on the mics here.
No, I'm just, the problem is I agree with both of you. I mean, honestly, this is a helmet I would take on a trip with me. If I'm in the middle of Montana, I ain't wearing the damn thing. Right. That's just a fact. It's not going to happen. It's going to be tied to my saddlebags. It's just what,
Here's my fear. My fear is I am a half helmet guy, and I agree. With LD, I wasn't necessarily talking about whether you would wear it or not. I'm trying to get down to the bikers that are listening and are interested in it. Does it improve your safety? Absolutely. I don't think that can. I think we just proved that. Nobody can argue that safety aspect. Number one, it's a full face. It's going to give you more protection. Number two, you can see 360. I guess my fear is if I end up getting one, I'm not going to want to wear my half helmet anymore. And I really enjoy that. So, because if it'd be hard for me with that technology. I think once you got used to that 360, especially the Bluetooth speakers, because I listen to my boombox, but
hey, Ryan,
you're still getting, a buttload of wind noise and go ahead.
When you're wearing that helmet there and I point and laugh at you, I'm apologizing now. Okay.
Yeah. You can point and laugh at Jake too, because he's wearing a full face.
Well, I do point and laugh at him.
I hear that all. I think he's embarrassed to ride with me sometimes. With
I am.
I'm not. I'll just tell you, I say each to their own, man. And I can never blame a guy for being safer than me. I'm not the smartest guy. So, I tend to take risks like that, especially when we ride in Montana where there's no helmet laws. I'm the guy that takes off my helmet like an idiot. Oh. I tell everybody that's not smart, but
I'm
I do.
Quote this. I think Ryan loves promoting new products.
How would I could, yeah, I wish I could.
Now someone else, Ryan loves playing with tech.
Oh yeah, I do. Absolutely. Oh yeah, I'm the high-tech redneck. There's no question about that. Yeah.
I'll have a half helmet by Sturgis.
That's gonna I'm telling you.
I'm not wearing a helmet at all as soon as I get out of Washington. I'll tell you that right now.
This all started with me when I actually put on a full face helmet with Bluetooth. I swore I'd never wear a full face helmet. And then when it started getting colder, I moved to the Northern California area. I was spoiled by growing up in Southern California. With that damn Bluetooth, I mean, if I could get used to the damn Bluetooth in this freaking full face, I can only imagine. I think the real important thing to focus on too, we need to not lose focus on, is because I know it's like, man, is it distracting? It's in my line of sight? I mean, this has gone through what's the word, Ryan? Copious. What's that?
Copious testing.
So the safety and I mean that's the main feature is that display. It's an infinity display, and I want everybody to understand what that means. That means, and I kind of touched on it before, but that means it's out in front of you. It focuses to your eye instead of your eye focusing on it. I know that sounds weird, but it literally focuses to your eye. So when you're looking up ahead, no matter how far focused, it's never out of focus and it's never distracting. And I think you would have to wear one to really know what that's like. And it's only a matter of time before these are at the different shows in your area, I can tell you that. But imagine a hologram floating way out in front of you. Almost
I'll
like
be over posing with the bikini girls while you guys are screwing around with the stupid helmet.
It'll happen. I don't know. I'm sold on it. I'm going to buy one. It's going to happen.
Oh, I can't wait, dude. Because if you get one, and I don't, because I can't afford one, dude, right now. But yeah, dude, you're going to have to report on this thing for us. We're definitely let you
I will.
test it. And let me look at
I was going to buy a jet ski, but now I don't.
Yeah, there you go. There goes that idea, dude.
Now, if I had $1,500 to spend on motorcycle things, as cool as this is, I'd be putting stuff on my bike. I wouldn't be buying a helmet with it. I mean, that's just me.
Right.
I mean, if somebody gave me one, I'd use the hell out of it.
What if it costs $300?
Oh, I'd buy it tomorrow.
Would you? Oh, see, attaboy. And tell, you haven't talked a lot, Jake. So why don't you tell us why you would? You already wear a full face. I get that, but why would you buy this if it was in your sights and within your finances?
It just seems cool to me, and because I ride a bike that doesn't have stereo, and so I'm constantly right now using an iPod with earbuds or my phone with earbuds, and having something like this.
Oh, real quick. Sorry, keep that thought. Jake uses on his bike to hold his iPhone. If you're doing it that way, a tech mount. That's right, guys. If you want to get a tech mount, that's right. lawabidingbiker.com/powersportsus. We have an affiliate with them. No additional cost to you. We do get a small kickback. We've tried test it. In fact, we all have it on our bikes now, and I'm going to get one. I just ordered one to put the Fuel Pack 3 on. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, and so I think that in itself would make it so. I wouldn't even need the stereo anymore. I mean, that's one of the reasons right now why I'm kicking myself for not buying a bike with that stereo, and this would solve that problem. Plus, I'm already used to the full face, and it would be a cool toy. Honestly, if no other reason, it'd be a really cool toy to have.
We can trade that bike in.
Do you think that here's what I'm seeing, and even when Matt gets it, I think it's going to take a little getting used to. I think once you train, it's just like anything, new stuff we get all the time at work. At first you're like, but then you get used to it and you're like, how do I live without this? Even with that rear view camera, you're still going to try to do head checks because you got to, it's a camera and it's seeing everything, but you're like, do I trust it? I'm still doing a head check. What do you think, Matt?
Oh yeah. I don't use rear view cameras in the cars. I rent cars. I'm probably out of town every other week. Right. And I'm always trying to pick out a new car, right?
So you don't trust the technology?
No, hell no. No, not everything. No, I'm not going to disagree with you there at all. I cannot stand review cameras in cars. I can't do it. I'm still putting one arm over the passenger seat, looking back, touching grabbing the back seat to get a better view, with one arm back there. Over my own instincts when it comes to something I'm, 20 years of driving. No, I can't ignore that. There's no way. And I wouldn't say to rely on any type of camera and a dang helmet over your own instinct either. I think anything helps, but no, absolutely not. I think it's a false sense of security in cars, most definitely. But to be able to see somebody on my rear, and I'm talking about driving, these roads in California, this is when I would use that damn helmet. And to be able to see somebody zooming up on my rear when I'm stopped at a stoplight or something, if I wasn't able to split a lane and get out of the way, just seems beneficial. But I wouldn't wear it all the time, no way.
Yeah, I rode down to LA last May, and there'd be a place I could really see this being cool.
Right.
Yeah, and this is the cool thing I think about this, the Skully helmet is that, and Matt touched on a little bit earlier, is it's not. So you'd see some techie things. So Samsung does this a lot. Samsung, and they make some great stuff too. But they they put out that smartwatch, and it really didn't do jack crap. It just, it did a whole bunch of stuff that your phone did. Well, why would you want to do it on a watch when you can do it on your phone on a little 1-inch screen? Okay. And that's what I like about this helmet is that they didn't over tech it. They didn't just make it for the fact to sell stuff and tech it out and make it crazy. They took what already exists, which is a Bluetooth helmet. That's not new technology. They put some vents in it. It does have some space age material in it that astronauts use for it's 1 degree cooler. The lining is what they say, 1 degree cooler than your skin temperature. They do have the optically correct shield. So none of this is new technology. The tint, that's not new technology, but it's new technology in a helmet, the jet fighter tint. So they basically just took and were really smart about it and took what's in the dash of my Harley Davidson, which is a boombox, and they moved it up to your helmet so you can see it. And I'm looking at all that stuff anyways. And, you know, and you can give it voice commands and tell it, just like my boombox, voice commands to play a song if you have a headset. Otherwise, you can just switch it with your handlebars with the toggles. But this is all, you know, I'm looking at my GPS and my dash the whole time we're in California on our trip, dude. And I'm looking down, but I got no choice about it. Yeah, I learned to kind of look out and use my peripheral a little bit to look down on it. But I'm not going to lie to you. There are sometimes you know, where you're looking down and you're like, okay, that was dumb. Because I don't need to be looking down that long. And so all they did was took that technology, which is actually highly complicated, but they moved it up to where I don't have to look down now. And if I chose to, I could look, you know, straight forward and keep my eyes on the road.
On my bike, it is straightforward. Mine is literally tucked behind the windshield. Mine sits up on top of the fairing.
Right. Your GPS, but not your radio or your phone on your handlebars. Because you look at that. I've seen you looking at your phone. Well, don't give me that crap.
That's when I'm using it to take pictures.
Yeah. No, I've seen you down there messing with it on your handlebars.
With my music, not much. Usually if it's a song I don't like, I just flip it to the next song, and that's right there next to my blinker on my right handlebar.
Right. No,
so I'm not like down messing with the stereo.
Right. But, you know, with the new boombox system, LD, which you're going to move to when you get a new bike, because they come with it now, is you are looking down. You are looking at the dash of your motorcycle at the very lower part of your fairing up near your triple trees. There's no way around it. I do have to look at it for my GPS.
Well, shouldn't have bought a new bike.
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah. So, all right, let's look at this real quick, guys, and we'll go through this video, and I may pause it. Let's see if they bring up anything that we didn't. This is the comprehensive walkthrough by Skully, and then we'll wind this thing down for you guys.
Skully is about starting with the human and augmenting our capabilities. We think from the rider outwards and bend technology to fit our needs. So I'm going to walk you through the outside of the helmet, the inside of the helmet, and the full rider experience. Let me start with the outside. If you take a look at our Skully helmet, we have a visor with an extremely wide angle of view, so you can see all of your peripheral. We have a system of vents, so there's a front vent, which allows air to come in, cool your visor and cool your face. A top vent, which you can open and close while riding, brings air into and over the top of your head, as well as two side vents, which bring air in on the side.
So nothing new there.
Now the design of the helmet is very sleek, futuristic. You can see these strong lines.
See how sleek that is, LD?
There's no full face helmet that's sleek.
LD, look at. Oh, hey, Matt, by the way, we're just watching the video. You know that the guy, the VP of design goes through it. But
they're saying that
look how sleek that is. It's sexy.
They're saying that the audio is pretty low on the video.
Yeah, they can't hear.
Yeah, I know. And that's the best I can do for you guys. Let me look here.
Checking the gainer. Oh, that was on me. Not on
Here we go.
This brings it all together to show that this is both a modern helmet as well as extremely well thought out in its details. On the back of the helmet, we've added RGB LEDs. So these are in color, which allows us to do some really interesting things now and in the future. Things like light up for diagnostics, show braking or turn signals.
If you what did he say right there?
There's three lights on the back of the helmet at the bottom. He says he can light them up for in the future, maybe braking or turn signals. Gay.
Okay. Oh, I see. So
because then you're gonna have to plug your helmet into your bike, and it's just retarded.
They already make a helmet like that. I saw some guy riding in town the other day, and he had a brake light on his helmet, but it was.
Yep.
Does he have to plug that in, Matt? I've never looked into that, or is that Bluetooth?
I've seen it. I rode with a guy who was on one of them. What is it, spiders or the 3-wheelers or whatever?
Oh yeah.
Can-Am.
Yeah, they got like it's like a car basically. I mean, honestly,
yeah, they're dumb too.
I couldn't ride one. I just couldn't do it. I'd probably crash the damn thing. But yeah, he had one on his helmet and on his damn jacket, like the whole thing. Like I don't know if he made it himself or what, but yeah, he would plug in. He plugged his jacket in. It warmed him, and it connected all the way up to his helmet. And and when he broke, his whole damn back lit up. So I can't. I was laughing my whole damn time. I couldn't help it. It looked funky to me. I couldn't take it. It was bad.
All right, let's get back to this video here. Here we go.
Look at this camera. It's a 180-degree field of view. It's a curved kind of fisheye lens. And what we're doing in software is we're taking that curved view, remapping it and de-warping it and turning it into a rectangle for you to see in our heads-up display. So the things you're looking at show up in the correct size in your view. Additionally, in talking about the outside,
Look at that, LD.
it's important to note the Skully
They're going to have
helmet
to
is
let me demo one to
waterproof
see
and
if,
dustproof.
how good it really
So
is.
You can ride in heavy downpours in the Midwest, dusty Arizona deserts, but please don't go scuba diving with it. Let me show you the awesome things on the inside now. So I'm going to start out and point out our heads-up display. This cube right here is where we're bringing all of the rider-specific information to your visual field. What we're showing, projecting up into this cube is important things like speed, bike information, tachometer, gear position, check engine lights, low fuel.
See the check engine lights and stuff. That's all stuff that they're going to have to, somehow Bluetooth to the actual motorcycle itself. And I can see them working with Harley. I know they already are, guaranteed. They've got their feelers out to Harley because obviously Harley's ahead of the game on as far as those type of systems go. And we did a podcast in the past about that. They're way ahead of the game on that. And for them, and Harley being kind of an industry leader, I think that you're going to see that type of Bluetooth connectivity. So that's cool. That's some future projects here.
Is it going to have its own sensor for speed in the helmet itself then probably?
Well, I'll turn that off.
But they can do that via GPS, right?
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
And in the future, we'll add more things here, like group rides, rider position, is somebody in front of you, behind you, probably most. Group
ride sensors. The only person I want to know, where the frick is LD? He's coming up on my 6. I need to know where LD. It'll give a little alert, like a missile lock, dude.
He'll be 2 miles ahead of me.
All right, here we go.
Most important in terms of directions is turn by turn. So in the cube, in the display, you'll see right turn ahead in half a mile, shown to you in an icon, as well as through audio through the speakers in the helmet. Inside the helmet, we're using a material that's called Outlast. And Outlast is a very soft touch kind of feel, but it has a very unique property in that it always stays about a degree cooler than your surrounding skin. So this helps cut down on perspiration as well as wear and tear to the helmet comfort padding. This material was developed originally for NASA, used in their spacesuits, and recently inducted to the NASA Materials Science Hall of Fame. Let me go ahead and put it on and show you how this works.
All right.
So we talk a lot at Skully about this idea of your bubble of awareness as a rider. In front of you, you have about a 170-degree field of view as a typical human. Now, using our rear view camera, we're getting a 180-degree field of view behind you, and we're projecting that into your heads-up display.
In your face, LD.
Now, the heads-up display is a transparent cube, which means I'm seeing both the images behind me as well as anything on the road. Now, when I'm riding and focused out at a distance, my eyes are at rest. The muscles in the eyes aren't deforming the lens to focus on something very close. On a typical bike, I might look down at my gauge cluster, but when I do that, my eyes have to pull in the muscles, accommodate, bend the lens, and allow me to see what's up close.
Pause it.
That takes about 200 milliseconds. When I focus back out to the distance on the road.
Okay, LD's having a conniption fit over here.
This is not.
Go ahead, dude.
This is not from the chat room. This is from a private text of mine. And it says, will it also tell you where you can get dinner at 4 p.m. and where the buffets are? Because it sounds like it's for elderly people.
Oh, jeez.
That's
Who was that?
My wife.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. She's listening. Atta girl. All right, here we go. Let's finish this, and we got to close this out. That was good, though.
In front of me, that takes another 200 milliseconds. With our heads-up display, so my eyes are focused at a distance on the traffic in front of me, I'm going to quickly saccade my gaze down and into the cube and bring it back. And in doing that, my eyes don't have to refocus on the cube as something that's close up, because what we've done is we've focused our image in the heads-up display out at infinity. And what that means is I don't have that time to accommodate, to squeeze my lens and bring something close into focus. I can keep my gaze far out, keep the focus far out, saccade quickly down and bring it back. And I don't lose the time that I typically would lose either bringing my dash cluster or my side mirrors into focus. So what we're doing with this bubble of awareness is we're bringing both the 170-degree field of view in front of you, as well as everything behind you and to the sides. What we're creating is an almost 360-degree field of view all around. So now I know about who's behind me, who's on the sides of me, who's in front of me. And this is going to keep me much safer as I'm changing lanes, entering, and leaving highways. In the helmet, we have a noise-canceling microphone in the chin bar, which allows voice control, Skully, find me the nearest gas station, as well as stereo speakers for music, incoming alerts, turn-by-turn directions. The next thing I want to show you is our electrochromic visor. So imagine you're riding in the forest, it's nice and dark, you come out into daylight, your visor's down, driving and hit a large sunny patch, reach up. And
oh my God, that is so awesome.
You head back into a shaded area.
Part. That's for the large sunny patch.
Full brightness. Another thing to mention about our visor, it has an anti-fog coating, an anti-glare coating, and it's optically correct.
All right, so that's pretty much with that. Hey, I got a question. Now that we're looking at that, there, Matt. This whole time I'm looking at this little cube, and let me tell you guys that this cube on this thing is super small. It's so non-intrusive. So if you're picturing, a huge cube that's in your way, it's so small. I maybe I'm a little dumb to this, Matt, but are you actually looking in the square, or is that square projecting onto the visor? Do you know?
That I've heard mixed things on, and I really wanted to dive in that a little bit more actually before you had me on here, but because I had the same questions. And from what I understand, it's not projecting on the visor. And some chat rooms are saying yes, it does, and some people are saying no, it's the way it works with your eyeball. So I don't know. I'd have to get back to you on that, but hopefully that's something they can answer in the interview, because they had said it's similar to Google Glass, but it's not Google Glass. And I know with Google Glass, that little cube, you're actually looking into the cube. Now, what the CEO did say was that they had to do a lot different type of rendering. I don't even know if that's the correct word, but because this is meant to be used outdoors and in broad daylight, and Google Glass doesn't work that well in broad daylight. So I know they've innovated a bunch more technology and different tints and reflections. So I'm curious on that myself.
Very, interesting. It'll be neat when you get your hands on one of those. Now, what are we looking at? The price point here? I pulled up the website. Jakey, do you see it there?
Yeah, you know what I was reading is pretty much if you're going to order, they want you to pay $499 now, and then when it's ready to ship, they'll contact you and pay the remaining $1,000.
And why is that? Why are they doing that?
Well, so that they can probably get a number how many they need to produce. But if you're out of the country, it's another $100.
Right.
Okay,
and
so
plus, if you're going to give them $500, you're committing.
Do you get a break if you give them the money now deposit? Do you get a break?
It seems like what I saw was your $499 now and $949 later. So it almost looks like a 10% or a $50 break if that really holds up. But then you might have shipping.
Whoa, $50, baby.
It is a steep. It is
on a $1,500 helmet.
LD's online right now, typing in his credit card.
Shit,
attaboy. All right,
I'm gonna schedule myself some overtime. Get this done.
All right, let's do a round. So, is there anything main points that we missed on that, Matt, that you wanted to bring up before we close out?
No, I think that's it. I think I would encourage everybody to kind of go on the YouTube like you did and really look at it. I think. Because, the first thing you think of is, hey, this can be distracting. And I really want to stick my head in one before I buy one. I saved up some pennies. Like I said, I really wanted to buy a boat or a jet ski this year. And I missed. And the only reason I'm thinking about buying it now is because I missed that little window where I could have had one. So I'm kicking myself. But then again, like what you said, Ryan, is there's going to be some bugs. So I don't know if I should still wait. So I'm just kind of stirring it around. But I think you covered pretty much everything. I would say I'm going to keep following them on their social, feeds and everything else, see what comes up.
My advice is wait about another 30 years.
Hey, when do you guys see on here where they when can you get this thing in your hands? Estimated delivery July 2015.
Yeah.
Well, hit me up if you order one, Matt. That's for sure. So I know you have it in your hands. Let's do a roundhouse real quick to make sure that there's nothing else, and then we'll close it out. Jake, any last words? The bottom line is, if it weren't for the price point, you would get one.
Yeah, I'm a full face guy anyway. If it weren't for the price point, if for no other reason, it would just be cool to have it.
Yep,
it would be fun.
Yep, and you're already a full face guy, and I think Matt, you already pretty much said you're definitely getting one.
I eventually am going to get one. I agree with LD. I don't think any full face helmet looks cool. But like I said, on those other days where I wear my full face anyways, why the hell not? It's just peeling out $1,600 damn near just hurts. And I really want to do it. And I'm just looking for the excuse to do it. I'm afraid that window's going to open up and I'm going to have to put my money where my mouth is. But eventually, yes, I will buy one. It'll be within the next 12 months. I'll own one for sure.
That's awesome. And I think, I mean, LD will go around. I think we know where you stand with no logic. But no, go ahead, LD. What last words do you have to say about the Skully helmet? It's just strictly, I don't want to put words in your mouth. What is it?
No.
You have just been non-talkative at all.
I'm surprised you didn't go hell no.
Hell no.
Well, I'm out of beer. It's time for a cigar.
Well, we could have taken.
We're talking about this stupid helmet nobody wants anyway, except for Matt, apparently.
Me, Matt, Jake, yeah.
Okay, all the people who want to wear a full face helmet are gay, apparently. So I don't know what the hell we're wasting our time on this for.
They come in hot pink, so just saying.
Any color, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Well,
hey, you can have white or black. Who might match your bike?
I'm saying that I would definitely am interested. I think it would be great to test at minimum. I don't know that, like Matt, I don't know that I would wear it all the time. My fear would be that I would actually get very used to it and actually enjoy it. And then I might not be so inclined to wear my half helmet, which actually...
Then LD will point and laugh at you.
Then my wife would probably be pretty happy about that, But if it were not for the price point, I think that I would probably order one like Jake. If it was only $300, because I have been looking at modulars all winter, thinking about a modular for this cold weather. And so if it was in the same price range as a regular modular, which I think obviously is unrealistic, then I too would get one. And if you guys want all the show notes, lawabidingbiker.com/ and the episode number, I'll have embedded videos. I'll have links. I'll have everything you need to know and where to go if you are interested in further investigating the Skully helmet. Also, on this, guys, I am in contact with their particular PR agency. That is, Skully's using a PR agency for this. So I'm trying to get in contact with the proper folks over there. I have been emailing back and forth and all that. So hopefully we will have an interview coming up your way, guys, very, very soon. And thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate it, guys. Glad to have you. We're going to keep rocking and rolling here in 2015. Thank you, Matt Pass.
Great. Thank you for having me.
Anyways, guys, we will take it out. Call to action. We're going to have an official app, guys, so hold off for right now. I know you can go to Podcast Box and all that. We've had an app for a while, but we're actually going to get an official standalone app here coming up. So hopefully by February, I've been working on it all winter, and we'll get that to you. Don't forget about Patreon, guys. lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon, Patreon. Get hooked up over there, support us, and you get some cool benefits too. Phone number 509-731-3548 or internet voicemail, lawabidingbiker.com/voicemail. Get involved. We want to hear from you. Thanks to everybody in the live chat room for being involved. You guys have been chatting away, and LD's been taking care of that. Thanks a lot.
Appreciate it.
Peace out, guys. Keep the rubber side down.
Shiny side up.
Have a good one, guys.